Hello again. Like I say in the beginning of every video, of course. Let's just pay our attention to the head a little bit. There are a few shadows here that I don't want to see. So I will push this a little bit in this direction. So maybe we won't see these shadows here. Let's see it. Okay, now they're gone. Now that the shadows are gone, it's cool. And I think we should shrink the head a little bit. So we go to this tool, and to shrink multiple subtools, we go here and push this button. And then we select only this without this. So we have selected only the head, and we can shrink it like this. It's not a good idea to shrink it like this. We will have to move this here with the Alt move, and then with Alt we can move this whatever we want. We can also move it to home with Alt pressed, and then move it to the center of the unmasked area. But we want it in the center, so home, then down a little bit, and then shrink a little bit the head. Not much, just a tiny bit. Because in our character, probably our character is around 2 meters and 50 centimeters probably, because she had small head and head. Yeah, she had small head. And yeah, that's right. Let's see. Okay, we can shrink the neck a little bit more. Maybe. It's not a problem. Let's see it now. Okay, move those. Probably, let me see. Okay, if she's like this, probably our head is a little bit too big yet. Let's see it without symmetry. No, without the perspective we can see that the head is almost identical. And probably we have to lift this area here. So we go, select this, and deselect, mask this area. It's a good idea to have symmetry when we're doing this. I don't know why I don't have. Probably I've pressed it by accident. And let's move this up. Oops, not this, just this. Okay, if I move it like this, let me see. I have to move also this area here. And to move both, I will again make this, and then just select this. And try to move it a little bit, just a tiny bit. It's cool. So now she looks a little bit taller, which is absolutely cool. We can deselect the mask. Then we will select this area here and just make it go a little bit in this direction, and then oops, like this. So I think this will be okay. So now let's continue making the 3D sketch. The boots. How to make the boots? Let's select this area here and down, and we can deselect a little bit here. But the thing is that we will invert selection, and then we will, with the move tool, just move this a little bit on the side and a little bit on front, a little bit on the back. This will be our boots. Yes, pretty cool. I need it to be more flat. Okay, let's see. Alright, So we'll make these cutouts in the middle. So the middle is around this area. We'll make this cutouts here and here. We cut, then smooth here, and then those things should be a little bit bigger, not bigger, but they should go a little bit more in the front. And then we're touching the head, the leg here, which is not very cool. But of course, there will be always things like this trying to disturb us from our purpose. But we will prevail. Okay, just adjusting. And that's pretty much okay. Maybe we should move it a little bit on the side. Okay. And then what we can make, Dynamesh, just for these things. And then just make this so it's like a boot. And of course we can make adjustments when we make separate boots. When we make the boots separate mesh, there will be additional adjustments. For now we just want to see how this form is acting with this form and stuff like this. So it's pretty cool. Okay, now I will make a standard brush line, which will be our stitch here in the middle, you see. And then I will make a line like this in the middle of this stitch line. Of course, when we're making this line, there will be, of course, a lot more geometry. So this is just for viewer purposes. We can continue with the second row of lines, which are in this area, or a little bit like this area. Let's see, it goes like this and goes here. Second, it goes like this. Oops. And yeah, we probably have to turn on lazy mouse for this, but it will be for the final version, so now we don't need it. Lazy mouse is helping us make straighter lines. So it's cool. Now let's make the boots. How? In the back I see that it has something like this, and then we have the sole here. Okay, then we go the back. Let's see, not like this. Okay, something like this will be cool. Move it aside a little bit. And let's just make it thicker, because it's thicker in the concept. It seems like there's a kind of a different, not different, but other piece of leather, which is this, and then below that is another. So one over another pieces of leather, which is cool. I like the diversity. I like how this guy, the concept artist, had made this concept, and there are rarely this kind of super nice concepts with the folds and everything just fixed in place and amazing. Yeah, but yeah. So for the folds, just first Okay. The pose we will do at the last step, probably. So she had a pose. We are in the default T-pose or whatever. And I don't like that. What is happening here is something that's not good. And I'm not sure what happened. Let me see. Something bad. So I will duplicate this because I want to keep the boots. Then go here and press Ctrl Z until I have. So I'm pressing Ctrl Z now. A lot. And we are moving. And when I see this happening, oops, okay, we have, I don't know at what point this had happened, but it's not cool. So now what I will do is 100 and something levels. What I'll do is project from this to this. Let's try to project just the unmasked points. Okay, and this, and project all. Okay, I think we did it. We have projected whatever we had. Yeah, this guy is very angry. I'm angry too. I don't know why this happened. So we'll delete this. And we'll have only this. Okay, so yeah. Mistake management, as we can say it, as we can call it. Sometimes we have to do this. It's inevitable. Because we make mistakes. We make a lot of mistakes. In the back we will have also one line that goes from the top, and I will make it with the standard brush here. So basically what I did to redo the mistake but keep my changes is copy the model, copy the subtool, then Ctrl Z or undo the original model to the point that the bad thing hadn't happened, and then I just projected only, masked the other parts and projected only the part that I need to keep, and then deleted the copied model that I've projected from. So it's cool. The boots are going great in my opinion. So let's make them a little bit of wrinkles, not but how do you say? Okay, let's call them wrinkles for now. And when I when I got the word in my mind, I will say it. Okay, folds. Yeah, folds. So fabric folds without symmetry, because the folds in the concept are pretty well established. They're very nice. So yeah, and they're basically going like this and this and this every time, or most of the time. This is how the folds go in most of the things, and these are the most simple folds, but they work very well because they look good. So it's a good idea to have those. And we have to fill some areas in order to have a more, how do I say it, better looking. If we see from here, we see that we have this going on. It's a big fold here, and it's going to this area, and then in the bottom it's filled like this. You can see it here, and then below that we have another fold which goes here. So the guy is amazing. This concept artist is just, I'm so excited. He has made the folds continue from the front to the back, and everything is just so much thought is involved in here. Or he's just so experienced, I'm not sure which it is. But I want to kiss this guy. I mean, I'm not exactly this type of guy, but he's so good. He's so good. And he's making my work that much easier with this concept. I mean, I don't have to think about the folds. Although, if I need to make this kind of folds, I would probably turn out to internet for for reference. Of course, reference. Yeah, sometimes those words are just escaping my mind. Probably I'm getting old, who knows. So let's do others also. Here. I'm looking also in the back. Okay. This is here. Folds are pretty important. If you don't do them right, your whole character will look dull and it will look not good. Even if your main forms, which are basically, yeah, the main forms are the most important thing, but if you don't have folds, good folds, you are doomed. You just cannot do a good character without good folds. So basically folds are super important, especially in the characters with clothes, of course. If your character doesn't have clothes, it's a Conan Barbarian or something like that, of course it's normal. I don't know why, but the folds here are in below the knee, like you can see in the concept, below the knee. But yeah, if it looks good, it looks good, so I'm just doing what I see. Sometimes people, they do what they see, but they don't understand what they're doing, so they're doing something not very right. So it's a good idea to understand folds. It's a good idea to understand anatomy, to know where which muscle is and where something is, even if it's not directly visible. Most of the time it's a good idea to know where it is. So from the back I'll make this, and here there'll be another one, but from the front there are not two. So probably we'll do this. Okay, I'm looking at the other. Okay. Sometimes I just mess up the legs. I was looking at the other legs for the back. So that this is correct, and this is coming out here to there, and then there's something here. And we have to fill some areas not. It's just a big process, and you have to not rush them. You have to think where this will be, where this guy. It's just yeah, it's not very easy, but still you have to put effort making the folds. Otherwise, I told you, your work won't be recognized as good. Almost never. Folds are important. Very. Saving project file. So folds rarely end up just in nothing, just end up, no. They just disappear quietly and smoothly, like for example here, just disappear, or just go into some kind of a crease, or go into the end of the fabric or something, or into some seam. You just have to be careful with this. Folds. Okay, let's see if here we can make this work. Probably we can. This guy has taken care of everything for us. So we just have to make what we see like folds. Make whatever folds we see and we'll be fine. Of course, we can figure out our own folds, especially if you have made a lot of folds in your life, have sculpted a lot of folds. You can make them up from nothing, which is a good skill to have, if you have it. But if you don't have it, look at references, and you will have it at some point. Probably. So here I want symmetry, so I turn on my symmetry. You'll notice the red circle, when symmetry is on, the outer line is doubled. When symmetry is off, it's not. So off, on, it's doubled. So with symmetry on, I like to just adjust this a little tiny bit. Then probably I like to get rid of those. Just hide the legs. And maybe a little bit up. Most of the shoes nowadays, especially, I'm not sure about the medieval times or something, but nowadays most of the shoes have this front part lifted, whatever they are. So it's a good idea to make it looks more natural. Just lift a little bit the front side of the ground and you will be fine most of the time. So I'm doing this with symmetry now. Not here, just here. It's not mandatory to have this, but these are some folds. Probably they will be more visible in the version which has more polygons. For now, we don't need it. Okay, so this one, it's going here, so here, let me see. We don't need this fold that much. Alright. And let's go to the other leg. We haven't finished with this one yet, but it's still... Yeah, and with folds it's an exercise. If you exercise enough, you will get good. Like with everything, of course. So I always say, exercise and exercise. Just make characters which have folds, kind of folds, and you will get good. This is folds of soft leather, because those boots are obviously made of soft leather. So these folds are like this. Some folds are different, and you just have to, you know, you just have to figure, and don't make up folds yet. In the beginning, it's a very much a better idea to just look at folds and make them not by your imagination, but just look at real folds. Just look at internet. You have unlimited source of references in internet, so go there. And yeah, we are off with this video. I just, yeah, so this video has been longer, so bye for now.